Aloha and welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson. Thank you so much for joining. I'm coming to you from Hawaiian beaches on the beautiful big island of Hawaii, where the lava is flowing like a river to the ocean. So amazing, so surreal. It's so changing all the time. People ask me, what are your plans? Because when the whole property got run over by lava, all of a sudden we're renting a place and we have a 6 month lease, and people are like, what are your plans? And it's like, wow, we don't know. Everything's changing so fast.
You going with the flow, Holly said.
Exactly, Holly. Very good. Yes. Go with the flow for sure. And it's interesting because it's not a stressful thing unless you look at it like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But
Right.
being in the unknown, it just really feels for me so powerful.
Well, okay, so I'm in the same spot. Because my husband and I want to uh, retire early and get a fifth wheel. Uh, you know what a fifth wheel is?
Yeah.
Like a tow behind trailer. Right. Well, this past weekend, last Friday, he happened to open up Facebook and found one that is beautiful. We ended up talking with these people, hit it off. We're getting it. And we don't even know. We don't know if we're selling the house. We don't know if we're renting the house. We know nothing beyond getting this fifth wheel. It's so strange. Talk about surreal. I feel like it's like I'm floating or something. It's like
Something's changing and you don't know what it's going to end up.
there's no anchor. There's no ground. It feels
Yeah.
like I'm literally floating through life. My
Yeah.
house is full right now. My granddaughter, her mother, and her little boy from another father is living here. And the 2 year old, I call him the Tasmanian. He is so
What
crazy.
fun. What fun.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy that my life has just been turned complete. And obviously, I must have asked for this. I must have, and I don't even know the depths of how this is changing me. You
Mm,
know?
yeah. Well, exactly. And it's just in recognizing that it's a gift. Like whatever changes occur, all change is helpful.
Yes,
All change.
and I see that. I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when there's resistance happening, when 2 year old screaming and she gives in, there's like, oh, I want to, but I'm watching all of it unfold. It's crazy shit. I can't even believe it. I can't believe any of it.
Well, it's given to you for the experience of it. And the experiences of it is for learning, and as you're learning to see through the illusion. So it's
Mm,
like seeing through the illusion of self, of you as a self, as an
right.
individual in a world, seeing through that illusion, naturally you're going to feel better about yourself. You're not so heavy.
Right. That may be the lightness I'm talking about. How that doesn't feel like there's a ground. There's
Yeah.
it, like there's nothing to anchor to.
Well,
I've no.
there isn't. There isn't. That's make believe. I mean, even if you look at it from a physical perspective, some kind of scientist, I forgot what it is, will tell you that there's actually space between you and the ground. Like you're not actually touching it. The sensation of touching it is just a sensation.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting?
okay. Never thought of that.
Like even if a knife cuts through your skin, it never even touched because there is always space between the molecules.
Okay, so this is so weird that you're bringing this up because this past week I was talking with a new friend of mine about how, um, well, he was talking about the basically not feeling your ass from the chair, basically. And I was
Yeah.
telling him that I can easily Well, I think did we talk about this before? Because Holly and I talked about it a couple
I
weeks
don't
ago.
remember anything about ass on a chair, so go ahead.
When I sit and I focus, or there's a literal, when I focus, go inside and feel where my ass and the chair meet, there is no definition. I do not, the line, so-called line between them completely disappears. Now, right now, I always sit with my laptop on my lap and I can't see my legs at all. My legs are crossed at the ankle. And
Okay.
I don't feel the legs. I don't feel where one leg is on top of the other. I don't feel it. When I
Okay.
focus on it, it does not feel like there's any legs there.
How fun.
But I don't understand. So I didn't know what that had to do with anything. But now that you're saying that there's no, I'm not really touching the ground, it would be the same thing between the two legs.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
it's like the feeling of the legs is made up of sensation, like the way you feel your legs, like the energy sensations in your legs, something's touching it, anything like that. It's interpretation of energy.
Right. It's being interpreted as there are legs because
Yeah.
it's known in mine, it's known that legs are, but that's not even true. Holy
It's thought that legs are real.
oh God.
So then they could be, if they're real, then they could be hurt by other real things in the environment.
Wow.
See? And so that's why there's a manifestation of something that can hurt because it's thought that it's so. It's thought that it's really so. It's a manifestation of giving power to the illusion.
All right. Well, there has been power given to the quote unquote boil issue because you would not believe this. Oh, I don't know if I want to say this.
So it's getting dramatic.
No, it's just come out. It's all back to normal. My skin is back to normal. It's flat.
Oh,
It
I thought
isn't.
you were going to tell me about some stuff coming out of it or
Yes,
something.
yes, I got it all out.
Oh, I see.
I
Okay.
got all of it out. It's flat. I have not had it because it healed over before with all that shit underneath there. And now it's out.
Yeah.
You
It's just a
can't
symbol, and all symbols are passing.
oh,
So
but
that it was never real. That's why, it's just a passing thing.
it's a
And
symbol.
what? Go ahead.
You said it's a symbol.
Yeah, everything is.
Symbol of what?
It's a symbol of belief. It's just a symbol of belief. And it's not anything that means, you know, that you did anything wrong. It's an opportunity to see through the illusion.
So I don't think I saw through it. Or I
Why?
don't because I got shit out of it. I
That
don't.
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. That means nothing. Remember, the perception is meaningless. If you try to use the perception like as if it's some kind of meaning like that, it's not. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. The symbol is just there to get the feeling.
Okay.
Symbol
Okay.
is just there to get the feeling, and the feeling, from the feeling, there's thought projections that say that this thing does have power over me. And so all it is seeing through those thought projections and resting in the feeling, letting the feeling be met. You can say, getting the full effect of the experience, getting the full effect.
Uh, so okay. The full effect.
Yeah, because the effect of the immediate effect of the belief, immediate effect is that something is wrong.
Right. Yeah.
You know, there's not gratitude in that.
Right.
So so it's like being in that instant where there's non-gratitude, getting the full effect of that feeling, getting the full effect of that experience. And that comes from not projecting it. And basically, to not project it is to see, notice the thought projections and not pursue them. And that's like the hardest thing for people to do because it seems like that thought projection is so important.
Yeah. Well, I got stoned last Thursday with my ex daughter-in-law, my granddaughter's mom. Anyway, all of a sudden I saw clearly that nothing matters.
Okay.
Nothing
Okay.
thing matters.
Uh-huh.
And when you just said it doesn't matter, that's what that triggered
Oh, nice.
that thought.
Nice.
Nothing matters. That was
Yeah.
huge. It's like,
Yeah. So you just use whatever it is in the perception, it's giving a feeling. It's giving a feeling. You use whatever it is in the perception to meet that feeling.
right.
And that's how compassion is allowed into you. You could say it's allowed into you. And then through you. So then, you're not like you know,
and fighting or
I guess feeling victimized and projecting that because that's like the thing.
right, exactly, which is resistance. And yes, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because if you have you can't share what you haven't allowed for yourself. So it's just you could use every single experience to allow the self-compassion, and then that's automatically shared.
Oh my God, that feels so good.
Yay!
Is
Okay, so I have a question here. It says, "Why is life truth so fucking amazing?" What the fuck?
that the guy?
Why? Really? Do you want to come on with me? Let's ask you that. Okay, hang on a second. Lori, I'll
Yes,
be back with you whenever you raise your hand. I love you.
I love you too.
Aloha.
Hey, lovely.
You're so fun. What kind of a question is
You
that?
you are so fun. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I get a little notification that you're going live, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump on and watch this for a second.
Yay. Thanks for joining. So
Oh my
fun.
God, love you so much. It's so good to see you.
Good to hear you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah. I mean, the question. I mean, there's some sincerity in that. I mean, in one regard, I'm just like, what the hell? This is just amazing. I've
Well,
been
that's
watching.
it.
I've been watching myself in this play of like projecting a personal story,
Yeah.
just the person, and that person is just so threatened by all of its own projections,
How sweet.
and yeah, it's amazing, and just it's like beyond all of that noise, it's like holy shit, there's nothing wrong here,
Yeah.
like yeah, and even in the play of death, and even the play of the death of a self-important idea or what
Yeah.
someone thinks, it's like it's all just nonsense.
Yeah. And it's so good. It's so like, for me, that blow is so good. You know what I mean? Like that initial sting. It's like, yeah, ah, yeah.
Yes,
It's like,
that's
oh
exactly
no, oh yeah.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like I was talking to a friend today, and this friend was experiencing intense pain, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, let that pain take you to the death.
Mm,
Let it take you there, because what I've been exploring is what we fear is the truth.
yeah.
We fear the truth, so follow the truth. Let the
Uh,
truth show you that this isn't real. Let the truth show you that this is dead,
yeah.
and then liberate yourself in that. Holy shit!
And the truth shall set you free.
Boom.
Hooray. So
Okay.
that's because it's you. That's because it is you. That's why it's so, because it's like the amazingness of you, which is the same as me. Like there's only one of us.
Right, right.
It's one of us talking all the time. So it's like the amazingness. It cannot be conceived in consciousness.
Yeah.
The amazingness of it just cannot be conceived in consciousness. But you can get these feelings. It's almost like they're unfolding in bliss,
Yeah. Yeah,
in
yeah.
consciousness.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not seen out there. It's that it's like a blooming within that doesn't have anything to do with what's seen.
Yes.
What's seen just doesn't matter
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, just weird.
I noticed that, especially with the lava flow one.
Yeah,
So it's like wow. It's like immediately it feels like I'm like a scientist. Like I want to see what thought projections are going to come out of this. Like,
yeah,
what are they?
yeah.
How fun is that?
That's so great. So great. Oh my goodness. And all of these appearances of perceived problems, those things that really touch us,
Yeah.
they're just doorways to let go. Just
Yeah.
doorways to let go. And in that, it's like it's inviting to drop more and more nonsense. It just
Yeah.
shows you, it's like, yep, you think this is real. Yep, you think this is real. But would you like to let it go? Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Sure.
Like a cloud. I like the way the Dalai Lama put it when a little girl asked him, because her puppy died. And
Oh,
he said it's like a cloud, it's like a life is like a cloud. You can become fond of the cloud, but it's passing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you notice that it's passing like that. And then each moment with each person becomes so rich and so deep because it is passing.
Yeah.
It's like a river. It's like an ever-changing river of lava.
This is so true. And it shows you any irritation is just trying to hold on to the form, hold on to the cloud, and it's just
Yeah,
impossible.
yeah,
Um, so
exactly.
sit back and relax and just see the magic.
Yeah, because that includes your own physical form, that's
Yeah,
passive just like any other cloud in the perception,
yeah,
you know. That's just a passing thing. So yeah, there's all this self-judgment built in, all based on guilt too, all based on guilty consciousness to convince us that we're not worthy of basically who we are.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
there's
yeah,
and there's no journey at all to get there because like what could you journey to when you never left it in the first place?
yeah,
So it's like it's always thrown out these different things. Once I get better at, I don't know, it could be anything. Then, or once I look this certain way, once my image of myself is this certain way, I'm going to feel better. So then
yeah,
there's always striving to get this better image of self.
yeah.
And then that projects.
Internally, externally too.
That's right. It projects out trying to fix the other. You know,
Yeah,
like even like, you maybe your partner's like super inspired and they're working or something like that late into the night and you feel like, wow, they should really be in bed, it would be so much better for them. They feel so much more refreshed. And just to paint that picture as if whatever they're doing, they're not actually doing it for you right now to get that feeling.
right, right.
It's so fun. And
Yeah,
then vice versa, the person who's saying it too. It's like it's everyone's perception is unique and everyone is serving the other
totally,
like
totally.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one thing I've been looking at too, because people ask me about, it's like, why am I attracting this and why am I attracting that? And from what I see, it's like we're just attracting perspectives. We're not attracting any experiences at all. It's just you're seeing how you see. And
Yeah.
so rather than, it's like you think you're questioning something out there, and it's not. And
Yeah.
so it seems like more accurate. Why are you seeing that?
Yeah.
What is it about that is interesting to you?
Yeah.
And
And what helps is telling the truth.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
that I activated this energy in the field of experience right now
yeah,
to get
yeah.
this feeling right now. And it's like if something's got your attention, like, oh my God, that's so fucked up what he did or whatever.
Yeah,
And you're honest like that, it's like
yeah,
it's like this focus goes in, and it's almost like something gets blown up,
yeah.
eviscerated. Maybe that's the word. I don't know.
Well, yeah, just the sincerity of feeling what we feel is the doorway to release it. And
Yes,
rather than pretending like we don't feel something,
yes,
I love that play of like if there's anger, then play with the anger, or if there's
yeah.
sad, play with the sad,
Hmm.
without this pushing it away as if it's invading or something.
Yes, exactly. And here's the thing. Here's what is not pushing it away. Here's what, in my experience, anyways, the idea that it's has no justification. Nothing justifies it. So
Yeah,
the experience of it changes. It's like,
yeah,
whoa, nothing justifies this right now. But
yeah.
this is activated in the field right now for me. So hooray.
That's great. Well, let me get your perspective on something if that's okay.
Yeah.
The what I've been exploring, it's like the fundamental knot in our stomach, like the twisting feeling that tends to shut us down.
Yay. Yes.
What I see in some way is that this is simply a holding on to a dishonesty where there's a deeper sincerity that wants to come out. It's like say if you're like in a relationship or a work something and you want to be honest about something but you don't, then that pain continues to grow and shut you down. And so, and it's like this same lesson over and over and over and over again, that a new truth or a new sincerity or a new depth of it wants to be seen. And it kind of tests our own boundary of what's okay to be honest. Um, and so, in every instance, when I find myself kind of shutting down, it becomes very obvious that I'm afraid to be honest. I'm
Uh-huh.
afraid to say how I'm really feeling because it might result in the play of being rejected or not liked or losing something. It throws you into the unknown, and this is what the truth does: is it essentially destroys your future projection of security. It's like you can't hold on to it anymore because the truth really doesn't care about that. It's like the truth serves the truth so that the truth can be the truth. And that's what feels the most amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, and it sounds like you know exactly what I'm talking about. It just seems like it really simplifies it in my experience that rather than trying to figure out, what is this feeling or this depressed whatever, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's the same thing it always is. So
Yeah.
what do you not want to be honest about?
Yeah, exactly. And that is one way to see through illusions, is to go in through the body like that, because you
Mhm.
could sense these holding patterns. And I've seen, like, in myself, a holding pattern too, like in the gut, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
me
like a
too.
protective, it's like, I think this has been referred to as body armor before.
Mhm.
Like it's a protective thing. It's like this protective shell. And what happens there, physically, it builds up fascia. Like it's like these starts to intertwine. The threads start to intertwine, which is only a symbol, doesn't mean anything. It's just a symbol of what's going on as far as this holding. It feels like it needs to protect, so it starts to build up.
Yeah.
See? And so it's like, that's one of the first things that tuned me into to awareness of what's going on with the body as a symbol, when I
Mhm.
would lay down and breathe really lightly but deeply and let it go down to that area. And I could sense there was a lot of tension and resistance right there, when I was really just seeing how far it would allow it to go. Like
Mhm.
it wouldn't even allow it to go all the way down. and just laying there and noticing that, noticing how there's something there, not letting it in. And,
Yeah.
you know, it could go all the way down until you feel it all the way in the perineum, you
Yeah.
know. And it's and that's like when all of that tension is released and it's all open. But normally when we're walking around and you know, experiencing a lot of energy in the form of, you know, these picture frames, life coming, we
Mm.
tend to unconsciously tense up down there and not allow the breath to go all the way down to where it would when we were a baby.
Right. Right.
You know, because it's all the thought programs in there, and then the body just shows that as a symbol. And, you know, that same symbol can be used to sense those holding patterns. And it's kind of like, it's okay. It's okay to let go,
Yeah.
you know, real gentle, caring, you know. And then, you know, I've experienced big releases with it, like where recently in January, a lot of people know about it from Wisdom Dialogues. My belly blew up pretty big to where my clothes looked funny on me, to me.
Mm.
It's
I
like,
remember. I remember you talking about that.
you do remember me talking about that.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting because there's like a knot in the solar plexus area where it's tender and everything, and it's like a knot that had formed there. And while this was happening, that was extra tender. And I would just walk around and on the street and really feel it, like how it was moving, because it was so alive at that time, like it was doing something.
Hmm.
And then it released in that area that was held the solar plexus. It's dropped now, and then it's not as tight. It's still there. It's still, you know, there's an appearance of it, you know, appearing to be
Yeah.
there. Like we know that none of these patterns are real. Like they're not showing anything real, but sometimes they tend to hang around.
Hmm.
And when they do that, that is always the illusion trying to convince you that what has already happened hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. It just
Yeah.
makes the whole thing playful.
Really playful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is and it's like such a symbol of compassion from life.
Yeah.
Uh, like everything's a helper, uh,
hmm
so that you can enjoy yourself, so that you can return back to enjoying this play.
Yeah. It's like
It
everything's like a gift.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because we kind of get so accustomed to the pain experience where we think that that's the way that it is,
Yeah.
and so we're trying to manage the pain rather than enjoying ourselves.
Yeah. And a lot of times what I notice too is under the guise of spirituality, people won't say no when they mean no.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so funny. Like
yeah,
someone you know, is acting like, hey, you deserve you should pay attention to me, you should pay attention to what I have to say and do this and
yeah.
this, and
Well,
people like will take that on.
and there's such a beauty in the yes being yes and no being no, and the perceived resistance to that from the
Mhm.
appearance of others,
Mhm.
where we all get to see ourselves. We,
Yeah.
we we get to see how we respond,
Uh-huh.
and I guess like from my experience, me saying no gets me to watch compassion for the perceived resistance in that no,
Yeah.
to like not resist their resistance to the no,
Yes.
but just I love you anyway. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that bothers you, but
Yeah.
just just very sincere compassion,
And with a
because
smile.
what's that? Yeah,
And
with a
with a
smile.
smile.
Yeah, because I've noticed that in my experience, just in a deeper allowing to be more honest, I just see how people don't necessarily like that, but it's okay. It's okay because I
Yeah.
see, like, for myself, I appreciate it when people tell me no when they mean no.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, I had some plans and I thought something was going to happen and now it's not. But you know what? I'm glad that you had a chance to be honest
Yes.
because I didn't lose anything. I mean,
No.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
And so it's like a gift that you get to give other people. You
Yeah.
give them your sincerity, even though it might piss them off. It's the truth, and the truth can't go wrong.
And then look at this, Tig. You just you just can't give them anything that they don't need.
Oh
And,
God, I know.
and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Their reaction is totally what you need.
Exactly, exactly. It's both ways. Because love gets to flow
Yeah,
regardless,
yeah.
just because none of it matters.
It's like you asked them to react like that in the first place.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's totally like that because it's like it's like that is what you wanted to play out for that feeling. You know, that's all. That's what's there to say. Oh, there's another person. You know, that's
yeah,
that's that's one thing that just blows my mind. You know, when I experience like that, like it seems like it's another person coming up to me, and I'm like, wow, it's like that's what I want right now, and thank you.
yeah,
Awesome. Thank you for that reaction. But
yeah,
my expression as it comes through to them could be anything. I don't know what that is. That's just how I feel inside. But my expression to them could be anything because the spirit just moves anyways to share through
yeah,
whatever compassion is allowed here in this energy field.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And then I don't see a bunch of people pissed off at me. Like people ask me, has anyone been pissed off at you for being so happy about the lava? And I
yeah,
was like, well, you know what? Not in person, not walking around town, not volunteering up at the community center, nothing like that. Couple people here and there on Facebook because of their interpretation, but you know,
right,
it's not like that. Like, you know, I find myself well received actually, especially in knowing that it's all me.
right.
Because if there's an appearance that I'm not well received, I'm receiving that well.
Yeah, that's what it comes back to anyway.
Yeah, I'm received. There's no resistance in me for that. Any kind of sting, any kind of upset, any kind of fighting that is rising in me, I'm happy for it because that's my opportunity.
Yeah,
It's
okay, God.
not as if I don't want it, you know. That's why I gave it to myself.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like beyond any defensiveness, it's very clearly an invitation for love to flow. And if love flows, then you're the one that experiences the love that's flowing. And
Yeah,
so you're just giving love to yourself anyway.
yeah. It's
Um,
only you.
yeah,
It's really only you. Any non-acceptance is only it's only a projection of non-acceptance of yourself. That comes as a feeling. So the non-acceptance of yourself is a belief, comes as a feeling, and then the thought projection comes out, and then it's up to you whether that means anything.
totally.
And you can tell, see, everyone knows, like even I've had people say, well, I don't feel those subtle energies in my body. But you know what? You know, everyone knows when it seems like something's wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's your ticket. That's what's showing what's unreal right now. When it seems like something's wrong, every single thought projection that's coming out of that is
That's
making a
so
big
that's
sensation.
so ass backwards though. I love
I know.
it. It's so ass backwards.
Like that's your total ticket. And the thing for me too is like when I sense an emotion coming over me, like you could say it's kind of like a spell. It's kind of
Y-
like
Yeah,
that. Like I don't really need to tell anyone about it. Like I don't have to tell anyone about it because it's not real.
right.
See, to me, it's not real. To me, it's not real. I mean, a couple years ago, I used to share with my husband, whoa, that's an intense energy, you know, like that. But not like, oh my God, I feel so, you know, whatever it is. Or let's talk about this because my perception of you is making me feel like I don't like you or whatever. So no, because it comes kind of like a wave, and it's kind of like an internal. It's like like a slight like an internal stepping aside. I guess you can say it's absence. That's a word I've been using lately because that's more like it feels like. Because it feels like when there's a person there, it sticks to a person, you
Right.
know, and it seems like it's like absence, like allows that. it's like, oh, okay, here it comes. Here's the wave. It kind of reminds me of giving birth. And it's like, okay, just open. And so
Yeah.
the attention and everything is to my energy field. And so I'm not going out trying to change my friends or my husband or my
Right.
kids. It's like whatever it is they like to do, whatever it is my friends and family and everything like to do, there's just support for that.
Yeah.
There's just support for it. It's like it's support, and it's not even so much for that thing, but it's for what they're exploring. They're
Yeah.
exploring the mind. They're exploring some different thought patterns. They're exploring some different belief. And so there's support for them in that. If we're having a relating experience where they're looking for love, then there is that's available to them, because it's not being withheld by posting up judgments as if they should be different or hoping they'll change,
For sure.
hoping they'll get better.
Yeah, that just that doesn't work at all. Just not at all.
We've tried it though. We've tried it. So like if
Yeah.
other people are trying it, then let them try it.
Yeah.
like if you go, yeah, people have told me this too. Hope, I know what you're saying is true, but in this reality,
Right. Right.
it's like this, and it's because of this. It's the one guy told me, it's like if you're paralyzed, then in that reality, then
Right.
then that's not gonna fly. And it's like, okay, that's really awesome if you would like to explore that, but right now you're in wisdom dialogue, so
Yeah.
the,
Well, yeah, I get that. I get that kind of feedback too. Just as far as it's like, okay, yes, that's true, but what about this world that I think I'm in with all these 10,000 things that are real? And yeah, it's the yes, that's true, but.
yeah.
And yeah, in the play of things, we really like the but as an escape, which helps us hold on to blame. Yeah, because
Yeah.
this total experiential accountability, I see how it's extreme, but at the same time, I can't see any other option.
Yeah.
Um, it's yeah, when I do my own inquiry into it, there's just no way around it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just a clear giving your power away, but you can do that too, so that's fine.
Yeah, you can. And you might even experience, perceiving yourself as giving your power away. And in an experience like that, it's just so helpful to remember it's okay. Everything is a
Yeah,
learning
yeah,
experience
yeah,
and an unfolding, and it's beautiful.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. Like my brother told his wife, it was so cute. I thought it was so romantic when he first met her. When he first met her early on, he was just staring at her, and he's just like, "I love all your imperfections." But like so sincere. It's like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, okay, I'm not sure if I like that.
There's so many of them.
There's so many. But it's like I don't feel like I want to change anything that I see. Like that's
Right.
where it's coming from the heart. It's like I don't feel like I want to change anything that I'm making. I mean, basically, we're painting a picture
Yeah.
when that's what our perception is. And it's like it's so loving to just not want to change a single thing about this piece of
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, and I see myself in this play of wanting to change things, like mostly related to past situation and circumstance,
Yeah.
but it's very obvious that it's trying to avoid self-judgment.
Oh,
It's which again is its own doorway into more love. So
yeah.
why would I want to change a doorway into more love? That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense at all.
Exactly.
It's just, so it's exposing this little fear that says, okay, here's love's expansion. Are you ready? If
Mm-hmm.
not, fine.
Yeah.
But it's not going away. It's
Yeah.
gonna keep knocking.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like when you're when you're totally playful with it as it is,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter. See,
Well,
it's
yeah, but
uncomfortable because it matters. It's there's
exactly,
something
it
making
matters.
it matter.
Exactly. And that's the hang up is immediately, because it's like in my own space, I can watch myself play with it, but then as soon as I start imagining other people and I imagine future and all of these other elements, I imagine things that matter. And so what I think matter now needs to be protected. And
Yeah.
so it goes into this whole sort of delusion, which
Hmm.
which then wants to repress um, the sincerity, because I feel the sincerity inside that just wants to open up and be playful about everything,
Yeah.
and just laugh at it all, because I see the humor in it, I see the innocence in it, I
Yeah.
see the automatic forgiveness, but there's the fear that other people don't see that, but that's not possible.
So watch that you want anything. That's really a trap every time.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want to play with it, you know. So there's a little bit of a trick in there because it's like you can do anything about it. You know, it's like in the moment you have a choice right then whether to identify with that thought
for sure,
that
for
says
sure.
I want, because that's actually like before, it's projecting off of a feeling. So there's actually a feeling there with I want to play with it. There's actually a feeling with I want to play with it. And in that feeling, that's what's asking for your attention right there.
Well, yeah,
Before
that feeling is still the play of rejection, which is essentially saying it's not safe to play with it.
lovely. Well,
Yeah.
that's a lot of words about it and stuff, but in the moment, that not only feeling everything, the whole experience, it can expand the understanding of it. And see that when the healing happens, you'll see it. You'll know because it'll show in their response to you.
Say that again.
When that particular belief has been blown out, let's
Uh-huh.
say, when that particular belief has become completely meaningless to you, okay, it'll
Yeah.
show in their expression. The people
The
you're
world,
dealing with,
the world,
the people you're speaking about, that judgment that seems to come through them, it'll show in their expression.
uh,
When that is fully, is that so to speak, healed,
yeah.
it'll show in their expression. So every time their expression toward you feels judgmental, that's one of those opportunities. This does not mean you need to seek out judgmental people or necessarily keep judgmental people in your life. Don't worry about it. Consciousness takes care of that. Okay?
Right,
So
but the perceived judgment coming back, that would be based on how I'm seeing that judgment. It's like it to their mind, I mean, they could be judging, but I don't see it as judgment. It's just adorable.
uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
very sweet and innocent.
Okay, and what I'm saying is that as you relate with them, because remember, there's no them, it's only yourself.
Yeah.
As you relate with them, there's this there's an energy dance that's going on and constantly changing. And it's changing so much. It's changing according to you. It's all dance. The dance is entirely, you look at the dance like this, like it's entirely for you. So the other is gone. The other is, it's done. So it's not that you hope they will change or anything like that, but in recognizing that the whole thing is actually for you, the whole expression is for you, that judgment in every single moment becomes a thank you. Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like it's them out there suffering over something. They're fine. Nothing's happening. They're showing it all just for you. Just for you. That's the thing. And so
And
when it's
the
not
only
like,
thing I'm seeing could only be what I'm seeing.
tell me.
Well, the thing is like when I'm seeing somebody say something, I'm not really seeing somebody say something. I'm seeing myself seeing somebody say something.
Okay.
And so um, it's like when somebody says, I don't like you,
Yeah.
it's like that could mean a million different things.
Uh-huh.
And so there's nobody out there really saying, I don't like you.
Yeah.
It's just I get to see myself seeing whatever I think that means. And so what I'm perceiving is that we can't create a world where everyone's like says what you want them to say, unless you see that everyone's just saying I love you.
They are. They are though. They
No,
are.
no matter, well, yeah, no
They
matter
are.
what they're saying.
Yeah, no
Uh,
matter what they're saying, they're already saying everything that I want them to say. And anything that I want them to say that speaks to the illusion of separation, that's for me.
yeah,
Because in speaking to the illusion of separation, in speaking to the illusion of separation, that's for me because there's no difference if they said it or I said it if I have a perception of it. See?
yeah,
What
yeah,
makes
yeah,
it so fun. It's
yeah,
not like it's personal, not like it means anything about me, but it's so fun and playful, you know. And it's like, and what I noticed in relationships where I sense judgment coming from family members and stuff like that, it's heals. It just heals because in myself there's gratitude for every time. There's gratitude for every time there's an idea of oh hope so whatever. Like even when I went to visit my family recently, it was so wonderful because my mom and my aunt just like just like right on cue, right on you know, just like start to say something that gets a big old trigger in me, and the reaction that wants to come out could really like put them in their place, you know.
yeah,
But there's like but there's like this big burning sensation, and then this like, and it's like, yeah, thank you, and actually that's what came out of my mouth.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you, and then the whole energy just because it was sincere too. It wasn't like because when I felt that, it's like, well, wow, I asked for that and you gave it to me, and thank you. So the whole judgment thing drops.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you can definitely feed it, and then it just grows.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and then the other thing is you can make it about them too. And the thing is, they're not there; they don't exist. They're just doing it for me.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it all goes back to harmony.
The thank you is kind of the end of it.
Yeah, yeah. That kind of
Yeah,
thank you. It's done. There's no more kind of conflict, Tig, you're a fucking asshole because you da da da. And if you really get that message, get the message, because it's a message from you to you, meaning it's like open up to it. That's
yeah,
all you can express is gratitude. Because it
yeah,
brings
yeah.
deep. So good.
Yeah, it's super sweet. Yeah, because it's like there's nothing wrong in that.
No.
It's really quite beautiful.
Yeah.
It's only when there's a person that wants to be defended, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's like when somebody else like just throws a fit, unrelated to me or whatever, there's a beauty in it. There's
Yeah.
there's just like its own sort of magical energy
Oh, it's
that's
so
that's
good.
fun to watch. It's like I was sitting with somebody today, who just started crying, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, "Oh my God, that is so awesome! It's so beautiful to watch this happen." And it kind of threw them off, but then they started to smile because
Yeah.
it was beautiful. It just
Yeah.
transforms the whole energy. Yeah,
Sure. The-
yeah, it's great.
did you hear about Braun having a full-on fit in the airport in Vegas?
No, I didn't.
He
Oh, and
was
I'm sure that was a classic,
he
classic
was
fit.
he was screaming, "Fuck Starbucks!" I'm kidding. Starbucks and I hate this airport. And he's like, stomping.
Oh my goodness.
People are looking. It seems like he's hurt. And then
Yeah.
they're looking and he starts saying the Starbucks thing and they're laughing. They're looking, they're laughing. I felt so energized. It was so good. It was
God,
like,
I
oh
love
my
that. I love
goodness.
it so much.
Yeah. And it's like our plane was leaving like super, super soon. So I go, okay, Bron, you can keep on throwing this fit as we walk to the gate if you want, but if you stay here and do it, we're probably going to be here for a while. So he does it all the way into the tunnel that leads down to the airplane.
Yeah.
And then when he's on the airplane, he's done.
God, it's so awesome.
I know.
It's so awesome. Oh, I love it so much. I swear that's like one of my best times and my best memories is hearing Braun say, "Fuck you, Tig." Just out of nowhere.
And then
So
he named
awesome.
you Fuck Monk too.
Fuck Monk, that's probably pretty appropriate. Oh my God.
Yay. Oh, I
Yeah,
appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming
yeah,
on. So
yeah.
good to hear from you. I love you.
I love you too. Such a spontaneous gift. Yeah. Oh shit. Now it's like almost 3 a.m. Wow. Love it. Yeah, and
Oh,
it's ridiculously hot in the room I'm in right now. There's no air conditioning. It's like I can't even sleep. It's too hot in here, so I'm just enjoying myself.
well, enjoying your sweaty self.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I
Beautiful.
love you. Come
I
on
love.
again. I love it. Thank
Okay.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Love you so much, and
That's,
hope to see you one
you
of
want
these
me to
days.
give you a plug, like a retreat or something? Or you want to give yourself a plug?
Um. Oh well, shit. August 24th, 8-day retreat in Portugal. Inlightconnect.com/Portugal. Boom.
Dr. Singleton, in
Yeah,
case you
I'm on
didn't know,
Facebook.
recognize his beautiful voice. I
Yeah.
love you.
I love
Aloha.
you. And it's funny too because it's you've been on my mind and I'm like, "Ah, I really want to call Hope and reach out and talk to her for a bit, but this was just absolutely perfect. So
Now it's recorded. You could listen again if you
I know
like.
I had that thought too while we were talking. It was
Oh,
great.
fun. I love you. Aloha.
Love you too. Aloha.
Okay, Lori's beautiful hand has been with. Hey, Lori.
I was dying. As soon as he started talking, I went, "Oh my God, Holly, that's Tig!" I was so excited. And the two of you, oh my God, Hope. So many times I sit here, Holly and I look at each other and go, "What the fuck's she talking about?" But when he was talking with you, the way your banter was going back and forth, her and I were, it was resonating so deep with both of us. It was like, oh, what the, I cannot wait to redo this. And I was saying, tell him I said hi. Hi, Tig. I hope
Oh,
you're.
hi, Tig. Oh, yeah, Lori. Oh, my God. Hi, Tig. Yeah, tell him I said hi. Yes. Oh, my God. So good. Lori's comments while we're talking, Tig. What's already happened hasn't happened. You two are blowing my mind.
Or you or him that said, what's already happened hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Was it you that said?
Yeah.
No, maybe it was him.
Well, nothing happens. We know that.
What's already happened hasn't.
It's yeah, yeah. It's just an interpretation of energy. That's why it seems like it seems like things are continuing, but it's just energy being interpreted. It's like a genius interpretation of energy that keeps on going and going and going, but nothing is really happening. The real world never changed. It never changed its form. See, the real world is not. In fact, it doesn't take a form. So it's like the world of perception is not the real world. So if you're perceiving anything that denies the real world, that's for you. That's the opportunity you asked for. Isn't that for fun?
Well, I kind of felt when you two were talking about the fun part. So, and I was trying to put my situation in it. So, okay, so my uh granddaughter's mom is living here. Now her 2-year-old um screams and hollers when he wants something, and she says no, and then he opens up the fridge, gets what he wants, and he gives it to her, and she screams at him and then does it.
How
So
awesome.
he will stop. So I've asked for this because there's something in me that's like, look, you're teaching him to if he screams, he's gonna get
That's
what
your identification coming up. That's just your identification coming up.
Okay. So
That's it. See, it's like it's all in the perception is for you. So in the experience of this person yelling at another person that's smaller and all that kind of stuff, these people are not.
real. It's
They
not
are not. They're
right.
not really there.
Okay.
Like that's a projection of your own mind to get that reaction that
Right.
you're
For
getting
me
out.
to see, okay, so my reaction is
100%.
always painful. It's painful. And I'm
Good.
holding, just like you and Tig were talking about, wanting to say something but not saying it because, and it's burning and
Okay, so the burning inside. Here's the thing, because it does not matter what you say, and in fact, you have no control over what you say because see everything you say, that's in the responsibility of consciousness, which does and says everything for everyone all the time. So you have no responsibility for saying it. It's in the allowing. It's in that allowing. It's like in not trying to make yourself present in it, not letting things stick to you, like this idea that she should be doing it different, not letting that stick to you. Experience the full experience, get the message, so to speak, you know, get the full effect of that belief. That's what feeling is. It's an effective belief. Get the full effect of your belief, and you'll be able to speak with compassion naturally. It's not something that you do. Get the full effect of it, recognize what the truth of it is, and then from that, you'll be able to communicate. Without that, you're never communicating, you're just projecting.
right.
And in projecting, there's conflict.
Right.
See?
There's a projection that it shouldn't be this way, which
Yeah.
is bullshit because it is what it is.
And it
Okay.
isn't really happening. That's the other
Right.
thing.
Right.
What it is because that's how you made it, but it isn't actually happening.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. That's the gift you gave yourself right now.
It's a gift. I know that her being here, all of this is a gift. I know this. Oh boy, I
So
can't
it's
wait.
up to you in the moment to see what it is that's causing these thought projections. Even this, oh boy, look at all of this. Look at these expressions. What's making them? Where are they coming from? You get to know the sensation. It's a something's wrong sensation, whatever that means to you, however you experience it. Everyone knows when it seems like something's wrong.
Right. And I know that nothing's wrong. I mean, all my life, all this whole journey, I've had this realization that nothing is wrong. It's
Okay.
or nothing's right either, but it's just what is.
Okay, so in realizing it is one thing, and applying it is quite another, though, isn't it?
No shit.
Because and that's what's being asked now is to apply,
Yeah,
apply, and
exactly.
to apply that, it takes, one way Muji says it was falling out of your head and into your heart. It's like this, ooh gosh, and like these energies, even a real excitement, like like a big, like off the chart kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I can see people like when they want to be happy and they're trying to be happy, and it's
Shit.
all of these things are projections of a feeling. And if you get curious about what is the feeling that this is coming from, what is the feeling that I'm coming from right now, where am I coming from? See? And so every expression of yours, like for me, even every hand gesture, even the way I'm standing, even my posture, everything, it becomes a part of that expression. So it's like it doesn't go unnoticed. Where is that movement coming from? It's meaningless as an action, but
Okay.
where is it coming from? What feeling does it come from? It's like, let me get the effect of that feeling right.
You froze. Let me get the feeling of that effect right now, is what you.
Yeah, let me get that feeling effect right now, because the thought projections are like trying to minimize, or you could say it, what's a good word for it? It lessens the impact. The thought projections lessen the impact, the intensity of the feeling. That's the word. So when it's not as intense of a feeling, then it's easier to feel. So it's like as much intensity as you can take, that's what intensity you're going to get, is as much intensity as you can take. But when you notice that the intensity isn't caused by something outside of you, but it's projected from within you, it's like, oh, you could take any intensity. It doesn't matter what it is. And that
Because
includes,
came from here anyway.
it's coming from here. It cannot harm me. All of the intensity is coming from the energy field. It's not like it can do any harm to me. See?
Wow. Oh, geez, this was so good.
Yay.
Oh, cannot believe you post this.
it'll,
I think I say that
it'll be
every.
faster. It'll be faster now, I think. We'll see. We'll
That?
see.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I think I say that every week.
I know. It's so fun. Okay, so I'm going to go on to Jairus now, unless you had something else,
Oh,
Lori.
now there's hi. Oh, I
Yay.
love having him on here. Holly and I love his voice.
Oh, how sweet.
She froze again.
I'm freezing. Am I freezing? Jairus, tell me if I'm freezing.
Here and there, but at the weirdest moments in your conversation, like as soon as something, it's really cool. Hi, Lori, by the way. What's up? Love you. Yeah, who you were talking to Teg earlier?
Tiger Singleton.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I came in like 30 minutes after your conversation began, like at 8, and dude, I can't even describe what I was experiencing when you guys were talking. It was just pure consciousness, like beautiful. Thank you. Anyway,
Aw.
all right.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. When it comes to like filtering through these things as they emerge and like a volcano kind of erupt in my system,
Uh-huh.
in my space, what's a fall? I love how Muji said that. Falling out of my head and into my heart, and sort of also how you described it before that, with just like curving in and just like the curve in energetically and just feel yourself like roll with it, like
Uh-huh.
roll with the punch or flow, ride the wave of it, and then
Yeah,
just let.
I feel like there's a stepping back almost. And then here this energy field is whatever is coming is just allowed to flow right through it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Open space for whatever it is. Maybe someone's coming up to me crying or something.
Yeah,
It's still the same. Whether someone's coming up to me really happy or mad, it's like it is an open space for the energy to just flow through this energy field, whatever it is.
totally. When it comes down to seeing things that I'm sending back at myself saying, "Oh, it'd be great for you to like get a full-time job or make cash, or yeah, why do you want to do that delivery job in the city and ride your bike around when you could be making like a lot more cash staying in one place?" And I say to these illusions and my friends and fam, I'm like, well, I just want to ride my bike. I like learning about the city, and I'll be like on in Lakeview East and at Wrigleyville of Chicago, and it'd be fun. And I'd be making cash and exercising. And they're like, oh, but people get hit. Somebody got hit yesterday. Somebody died yesterday, a biker.
Wonderful.
And I'm like, okay, that was downtown. And I'd be doing it like north side, like not downtown, where it's
Okay,
hustling
good,
and
good.
bustling.
Good. You don't have to go any further with this story. I see where it's going.
Perfect. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it's just this is just a need to explain, a need to defend coming up. It's totally for you.
Whoa.
Totally for you. So that, you know, someone comes up and says that stuff about a person dying and everything, it just comes down to, oh, thanks for letting me know. Because the energy
Yeah.
being exchanged there, the energy is like, it's always love, right?
Amen.
Expressing
Yeah.
itself, maybe expressing itself through an illusion of fear, but at the same time, it's always love. So in that, there's gratitude, and it always comes back to they're doing it. So it's when it's really, you could say, understood that it is for you. You won't be led to explain things.
Totally. Yeah,
That's how you know. That's how you know.
even my father's dad, all right, Nabil, he called me and he's like, Jadis? And I'm like, yes. He's like, Jadis, I heard something about you, and if it's true, I do not want to talk to you anymore.
That's
And he's like,
awesome.
yeah, and I was like, I totally saw it as a projection, and I was cracking up, like just seeing it, like off script from there on out. I'm like, okay, cool, what is it? And he's like, I heard from Mark, your brother, that you want to ride your bike in the city. And he's like, I cannot allow this. It was so awesome.
So sweet.
And I was like, well, thank you. Like, I see that the fear that's coming up, it's just like they're showing their love, like they care. And I actually, when my dad said it, I was touched. I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad. Like, I see what this is. I appreciate that you care, and this is love. You're looking out, like, for quote unquote me. And I was like,
really sweet.
and I'm like, because my name's Jairus, and it comes like from the Bible, and Jairus was the synagogue leader, and in the story, Jesus is called by Jairus, and he's like, Jesus, like, I need you. My daughter is dying. Please, I know you can bring her back to life. I know you can heal her. And on their way to the house, the guy's friends, Jairus's friends, were like, "Oh, don't bother the teacher. She's already dead. Like, don't bother him. You don't waste his time." And then Jesus looked at Jairus and he said, "Have no fear, but faith. Do not fear, but have faith." And that was it. And then they went there. She was dead. He brought her back to life. And I feel like that's a really lovely story that I'm playing out, where the bottom line is, do not fear, but have faith.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Hooray.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
I appreciate it. No problem. It's always a blessing being on here. And hey to everybody. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Aloha.
Aloha.
He's an amazing young man. Yay. You are an amazing young man. Hooray. So what else do you guys want to talk about? I don't see any hands right here. Let's see, is anyone asking me any questions lately? Oh, I got 2 people here too. What about you guys? Anything? No more questions. Okay, that's awesome. We'll see what happens. Oh, that happened, apparently. Aloha, Bob.
Bob apparently happened. All right.
Bob,
I left you a nice phone message. You know, I'm here in Volcano Village now at this beautiful place, you know, where you had the dinner event with Anon.
Yeah.
And so, you know, today it's fresh air and blue sky and sunshine and no fog, and we get to really feel the quakes here. It's fun. And but yeah, so then I got here, and Anana and I, we spent some time together. Now she's staying back in HPP with her boyfriend Varaha, and so I got here, and the Kehanu, the woman that is partners with Darshan, who owns and runs the place, she's on the mainland. She had the flu and a cold, and so you can notice my stuffy nose. So I was like flat on my back for a couple days. So now I'm going through my resurrection. So coming back from zero to a whole new life here, and getting to hear you today with Tig Monk of all people. I'm so thrilled that I got to hear you two dialogue. That was, I'm
Fun.
definitely going to have to re-listen to that. I've been listening to his stuff, and Anon is really a big fan of his. So if she's not listening, she'll have to.
Oh, she's on, yeah.
She's on.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
on.
oh, good. So I'm glad that she's here and everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, then I'm just trying to see my belief systems, how I became susceptible to this illness, uh, and my energy field, how I projected out and drew this. But it's been very powerful.
Okay. This is the sense that happens, every time this something like this comes up. When you're talking with me about it, is it becomes personal. Where
Mm,
did I? How did I draw this in?
mm,
It's like it's making it into something it's not. This is a way of making it real the way you're talking about it. And
mm.
just the energy of this is just a way of making it real. There's no way there can be a playfulness in that or a gratitude in that. The idea that you drew this in like that as an individual. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. From where you intend your perception to arise, it's all playful. It's good. It's awesome. It's healing. It's helpful.
Yeah, that's what it's been for me.
Yeah, it's not to try to change the surface of it into something else and not get sick. You see what I'm saying? It's not
Hmm.
to try to not get sick. Excuse me, I need to put my hair up. Why don't we give me some more water? I have a cup right here. Thank you. So
So it's
it's
personal.
not something that that sounds to me a lot like manifestation when we start talking about how did I draw this in? How did I make this for myself and stuff like that? There's no past for one. So it's like whatever's arising right now, that's for the experience that it's bringing only. It's not for getting rid of or changing or anything like that. It's just for the experience that that thing is bringing. So in that, trying to get a different kind of outcome, and that's really, this is hidden in this idea that you're, well, how did I draw this to myself? It's not relevant. It's not relevant now. Right now, all that's relevant is that this is the experience. All that's relevant is what is, because what is what you made for yourself right now. It's not relevant how you got there, because it's like life is just coming just so that you can claim the truth. Only you can. It's not going to be shown to you in your perception. Your perception's not for claiming the truth. It's not going to claim the truth for you. Your perception is going to show something else. Your perception is going to deny the truth. It's up to you to claim what's true. And the truth is that there's no illness. So there's no perception of illness to heal. See? It's not like that. It's just watching. It's so much closer. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like right here, whatever's being projected right now, from this feeling, whatever is being thought projection is coming from this feeling. It's recognizing what motivates it, and every action too. It's recognizing what's motivating it, noticing what it is that's motivating it. You cannot be noticing what it is that motivates it if you're looking for a cause where it is not. Okay? It's
So what?
not in time. It's not in time.
So it doesn't exist. It can't have no cause other than what you say I'm personalizing as some kind of cause that I'm creating.
Well, it's as if what you're making here isn't valuable, though. See,
Mm,
what you're making, this image that you're making, this image of self that you're making that is a sick image of self or whatever, it's still valuable.
It seems valuable to me. That's why I continue it.
Well, because it is valuable, because you still need that feeling because it has not been met.
The feeling
Because
of
the thought projections keep on leading you away from the feeling. The thought projections kind of like diffuse the energy, the intensity of the feeling, so that then it can be okay to feel for you. So that's why the thought projections become meaningful. Those thought projections that say, you know, how did I draw this? How did I draw this to myself? Anything that asks like that is asking for, you know, asking for another illusion, another perception. You know, how did I draw this to myself? That's just a distraction.
Well, I'm the illusion that's drawing an illusion, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, you aren't an illusion. That's the thing. Illusions play within your field of awareness, but you're not one of the illusions.
Right, I'm the field of awareness, but the Bob Shine that I create in my imagination is the illusion.
It's just non-acceptance of that dude that you're calling Bob Shine. It's just non-acceptance.
Non-acceptance.
Yeah, a non-acceptance of what you experience. Yes, yes, and it's based on belief. So there's belief, there's a belief, self-belief, uncomfortable feeling, and projections happening. Okay, and then the projections are automatically believed. They're being automatically believed. And it's not, it's as if there's this Bob Shine character that needs to change. That needs to be a whole different character than what he is. When what's being asked of you is to live Bob Shine as that dude is. Play it out. Good.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. Here I am. Thank you for helping me play it out.
And you can't help it. You can't help it. It's gonna be played out for you, through you, but it's just a matter, will it be played out with resistance or not? And that's up to you. Are you gonna ride the ride? Are you here to ride the Bob Shine ride, or try to be someone else?
Yeah, well, Bob Shine is that field of awareness that's on the ride, not any
Bob Shine is not a field of awareness.
Oh, what would
Bob Shine is an object in the field of awareness. No different from any other object in the same field of awareness.
So then I would nameless, anon, like my daughter.
Yes. You need no name. Yes. So it's this idea that this character Bob Shine is real. And you know what makes Bob Shine real? Wanting to change him. You wanting to change him. That's what makes him real. Otherwise, there's no reality to Bob Shine, or there's no reality to Bob Shine. It does not matter what Bob Shine does or says, because that's an expression of consciousness. Who would judge an expression of consciousness? You know, who would judge that? It's consciousness that is putting on the whole perception, the whole show. One part of it is expressing through the Bob Shine character. And, you know, like, look at what that is. Look at when that judgment arises. How do you feel? How do you feel when that judgment arises? It doesn't feel like something's right, does it? It feels like something's wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. I've got a cold.
Yeah, it seems like something's wrong, but really nothing's happening. So the cold, the experience of a cold is just for getting that feeling, getting those thought projections, so you could see, you want to see what beliefs are hidden. You want to see. That's how you see with the thought projections. So the why, or how did I attract this to myself, using law of attraction term, how did I attract this to myself, is a distraction, because it's meant for diffusing the feeling. It's trying to diffuse the feeling. It doesn't want to do this. That's why it wants to know.
Right, it's resisting. It doesn't like it. It's not just flowing with it.
So instead of diffusing, instead of trying to diffuse the feeling, what I'm saying is just let the feeling be the feeling and ride that ride, And then that thought projection will have no meaning. That one that says, how did I attract this? It'll come up, it'll show itself. Don't have to resist it, just let it come up. Feel what that feels like. It'll reveal itself, and once it reveals itself, it won't have value to you. And when it doesn't have value to you, it's not going to be useful in upholding the belief that caused the feeling in the first place. See? It's like we
Yeah.
have to keep on upholding that. We have to keep bringing it back up. We have to go, oh, this thought is meaningful. How did I attract this to myself? I mean, you could say, how did I attract lava coming over and running over my house? You know? That's just, it's meaningless. It's meaningless chatter.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what the internal dialogue is a lot, meaningless chatter that is
That's right.
self-preoccupied.
And that meaningless chatter, when it's taken as if it's real, it keeps you from seeing.
Mm-hmm.
It holds you. That's what you use to hold you back, to diffuse the feeling. See, it's actually getting the full effect of the feeling that allows the seeing to happen. But if the feeling's being diffused so much, there's not much being learned there.
Yeah. Well,
So,
just be.
it happens again.
Hmm.
Still a
Well.
learning experience. It goes back. It goes back and forth again and again.
Mm-hmm.
So see, the way the conditioning is to use the perception, especially perceptions of things going bad, but the perceptions of things going good too, for guilty consciousness. Taking a perception, a guilty perception, let's say a sick body is a guilty perception because, number one, that is impossible, okay, for anything to be sick. That is just a guilty perception. Taking a guilty perception and using it to multiply guilt, or using the same perception to undo that belief. It's always a choice. So when I experience any kind of illness in the body or upset or anything like that, it's not like I try to avoid it. It's like, hooray! Because that right there, in that, I know thought projections are going to be coming. So that's exciting, because every thought projection is for me. And that's really the ride, because the thought projection tries to make it seem like something's not okay. And it's like, oh yeah. And it's like that feeling of not okay. It's almost like it leads to even more of a blissful sensation, to the point where the experience of life is more sensual. See? Like everything is just a loving embrace. And it's beautiful. It's like it goes through you. You know, it's like it goes completely through you. It's like it's married with everything. It's like the perception of your body and the perception of the world. It's like it's married. You know, it's like it's not. Any worldly thing that seems to come up, like even a thought that says, "How did I attract this to myself?" It's beautiful. It's just allowed to come right through.
Mm-hmm. So it's just allowing and embracing and loving, and like you say, it's just part of the ride.
Yes, but there's no doer in it. So even not allowing, not embracing is also part of it. It's also part of that, the not allowing, the not embracing is the best part because of where it leads. There's not, it's like if that's looked upon as a blessing and received as a blessing, then it's going to be a blessing.
Yeah, well, that's how I see it.
Because you say whether it's a blessing, but you have to say so energetically, not with words. You have to say that it's a blessing energetically, and what that means is just opening up to the experience, inviting, surrendering, allowing. What I'm communicating with words, but it's beyond the words. And if you're willing, it'll be shown to you.
Yes.
So hooray.
Well,
I love you.
Thank you for all that you've been showing me today. I'll take that and...
Yay. I love you. Thanks for all you've used me to show yourself. Yay.
Okay. Hello. I'll talk to you again soon.
Aloha. So yeah, I like to share that often, like all thanks to you, because there's nothing I could share with you that you didn't already want to hear and already want to interpret in a way that you find helpful. Yay. Aloha,
Hey,
Jerry.
aloha. Okay, so in my experience, two saints, Amma the Hugging Saint and Amma Sri Karunamai, are coming to Chicagoland. When it comes to myself at these experienced levels of consciousness, when
Okay.
I as Jairus come and visit one of the Ammas,
Yeah.
this thing I see is karma of truly seeing myself free of layers. Are these saints able to reveal to self because they are self as I am self, and if not more self, as in space holders?
It's all you.
Yes.
Even your perception of a saint, it's all you.
Wow.
It's all you giving it to yourself. So there's no saint out there that's giving you anything, even if you have a spiritual experience or you feel like you have an enlightenment or something like that. There's no saint giving it to you. You
Mm-hmm.
have been able to use them. One way to put it is as an agent
Yeah.
of your mind to have that experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really saying something, because a lot of these experiences cause like super increased healing, abundance, transformations in like a snap of a finger. And that's how everything is. Like Muji said, 3, 2, 1, drop it.
Yeah.
And it's like a 3, 2, 1 drop it experience that I'm creating.
Isn't it so good?
It is, and I see no difference that I can always be, and saint or not on the outside, like it all is perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a yeah.
yeah,
And anything that your body seems to be playing out, that's consciousness. If you argue with
yeah.
it, if you argue with
Hmm.
it, that's a problem for you.
Totally.
But if it's just allowed to play out however it plays out, then every learning experience becomes easier. There's more and more ease in it.
And more enchantment. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah. And sharing, so much sharing.
totally. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. I love you.
I love
Aloha.
you. Aloha.
Yeah, we can't share anything through an uncomfortable feeling, because when an uncomfortable feeling arises, what's coming out of it are thought projections. Thought projections. So it's like through when that feeling arises, the only thing that can be is honest about it. The only thing is it's just honest about it. And then as that honesty kind of like breaks through the feeling, then something can be shared that's really true. For me, it's like I've experienced myself even feeling really triggered, you know, but even be able to still speak honestly, even though the energy behind that is a trigger, is still being able to speak honestly. And in that, it shows my own mind, wow, even in this, it's still the truth. You know, it's not like it's for another person, but what my experience has been when that occurred is seeing the change immediately in the other person's eyes, because the change occurred so much right here. So then it was projected in that way, and it was immediately like that. So that's what I was talking about earlier, about how your perception, you're relating with people, their response to you will show you. Yeah. Because even their response to you is for you. So taking it off of that thing, oh, it's all about them, Even anyone's response to you is for you. It puts that back there. Wow, that changes everything. Thank you. So hooray, if anyone has any more questions, let me know. Anon, I answered your question earlier, I think, but to bring it up one more time. It was something, oh, let me look at it. Oh, I don't remember what it was right now. Anon. There it is. Nope. Okay, let's see where it is. Anon. Let's ask her. What is it? I don't know where your post is. Yay, there she is.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for joining.
Hey, thank you for being here as well. I don't remember what it was either.
Yay.
Let's see. Oh, it was something along the lines of why does it seem like when I feel good about my small self that I am more, it seems easier to live the truth of the joy and the ease of the true self.
Less distractions.
Oh, uh-huh.
So the distractions are like the test, or what Jesus called the temptation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, of course. Like for me, when the lava started flowing, it's like, okay, I know thought projections are coming.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's what's going down. Thought projections are coming. Okay, good. You know, and any way those go, even if I seem to fall under them, it's like I'm game.
Yeah.
This is that's what's gonna happen. You get it, you break your arm, thought projections. Like anything.
Yeah.
Anything that we've deemed intense, it's gonna bring up thought projections, and that's what it's for, and that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
You're so easy.
Thanks.
You just get it right away. No follow-up needed. She just got it right away.
Yeah. Cool.
You're the best. Aloha.
Awesome. Thank you, and aloha to everyone. Lovely to be here with you today.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so I guess we're closing up. I could start closing. If anyone raises their hand, I'm game. So, Wisdom Dialogues is sponsored by Miracle Botanicals, our lovely essential oil line. Yes, we have an essential oil line. And yes, it got relocated before everything was mowed over by lava. But it did get supercharged by the lava before that, definitely. So, miraclebotanicals.com. That's where you get the awesome, awesome essential oils. And if you like to join us here on Wisdom Dialogues Live Tuesdays at 3 p.m., you can join the group on Facebook. Facebook.com/group/Wisdom Dialogues. I invite everyone when Facebook lets me invite that many people, and I post about it on there too. So at least you maybe see the posts. And then once you sign up and join, then you get on my newsletter, and then you always get to know about it. Isn't that fun? Yay. So, supercharged oils. That's right, Lori. What else? Oh, wisdomdialogues.org. You can go to wisdomdialogues.org, and you can get all the videos right there on wisdomdialogues.org. There's also Wisdom Dialogues on SoundCloud and Wisdom Dialogues on, what's the other one? iTunes. I said Wisdom Dialogues a lot. That was fun. But that's what you search on iTunes and SoundCloud. Just search for Wisdom Dialogues, and hooray! What a fun time! Thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone for joining. I love you so much. I appreciate you. Aloha and a hui ho! Hooray! Gotta throw one of those in there.